I'm a mother of 3. I sell fruit trees. I sell grafted fruit trees. And then we're just people that are trying to make an impact in the country. So I love this country and I love these people.
Absolutely. Now, you have season 2 of Talking with the Thabas premiering this coming Sunday. And we want to know, for somebody who has never watched this program, this show, or maybe have caught it in bits and pieces, what would you say Talking with the Thabas is about?
So my husband and I just feel like a lot of the social ills we have in society could be drastically improved if we worked on improving the root level of people's individual homes. But now the question is how? So a few years ago, we had this idea. People have heard professionals teach them, lecture them, preach at them. But we were thinking, what if we just open up our home and people get to ask us unscripted questions about our family? Because, it's like, that we talking, somebody will say about corruption, but then they're corrupt. Or somebody, the pastor talking about faithfulness, but is cheating. So there's just a lot of people that talk about things and they don't believe what they're selling. So we wanted to show them we really believe this. And so that way when they ask us questions, they get to see, oh, this is real, the good and the bad. And then it's fun and entertaining because they're getting to ask us any question about our family. And then hopefully the goal is that they would be inspired that although we're not perfect, we're happy and we're healthy. And the desire in becoming vulnerable to the nation is to inspire people that healthy families are possible and allow them to ask whatever question they want to know to make that possible in their own home.
Nice.
So I just like what they can expect is a lot of laughter because our kids are on season 2. And season 1 is marriage. Season 2 is parenting. So our kids are there and they get to ask our kids any questions.
Wow. Very interesting indeed. Now, we also do understand that you and your husband you guys have this as self-sponsored TV show, and we know how television does not come cheap. Production costs, it's so expensive. Why have you guys decided to take on this route, or maybe are you open to sponsorships?
Oh, yeah. I tried for 1 year. When we had this idea, I literally spent 1 year going to every single person in this country that I thought might could sponsor it. Everybody said, oh, that's great, but we're not going to put any money toward it. But I just believe so strongly in this that my husband and I prayed about it, and we just decided to self-sponsor. It is not cheap. It costs a lot of money because although we are doing it for free, the editors and the cameramen and the studio and the lighting and all the other things are not free. So we just did that because we looked around the nation and, you see problems with fatherless homes and gender-based violence and low education rates and all these problems. And it's like we have 2 options. We can complain about it, or we can do our little part to be part of the solution. So we would love for someone to sponsor a season 3. But the fact is, until they come forward, we're not going to cry about it. We're going to say, okay, what can we do to be part of the solution? And so God has provided in other ways. And our hope is that people are inspired by our stories and they'll see that whatever problems they see, be part of the solution. Don't just say, well, nobody's helping me, so I can't do it. No, rise up, stand up, and let's all try to do our little part to make a difference in the country.
Wow, so profound. Absolutely love that, what you just said. Now tell us something, Ashley. Why is it important to have such conversations?
Well, I think part of the problem in this country is that a lot of people feel pressured to portray a level of happiness that they don't actually feel. And it leads to depression, it leads to suicides, it leads to divorce, substance abuse, gender-based violence. But the issue is people don't feel safe to say what's really going on in their homes. Or they do want to tell somebody, but they don't have the money or the time to go for counseling. So our show is meant to give people a voice. If we can break the silence and talk about abuse and other issues that we're suffering with, or that we've got a guest on our show that are suffering with, if we give solid advice of how to improve your family, then the hope is from the safety of your sitting room, without you having to go somewhere or pay somebody, you can get practical advice to improve your family. Another thing we're really hoping in season 2 is on parenting. So we're really hoping that the schools will partner with us and not asking for any money, just use the resource of the TV show to encourage parents, because we just got all the grades. I mean, the whole nation knows what the grades were I think it was last week they were released. And a lot of times we blame the teachers and we go, oh, these teachers, the Minister of Education, but it's like, a lot of the problem is the kids. They go to school and they are hurting and they are broken and they need help at home. And the parents want to do better, but they don't know how. So we're hoping this show is going to help in their parenting skills, and pray that that's going to make an impact in the way that these children act in public, whether they're a blessing or a burden to our nation.
It's 4:42 on YaRona FM Live the Music. You're still tuned in to Shut Up and Drive. Right now we're talking to Ashley Thabas, producer, motivational speaker, and we're talking about season 2 of the Talking with the Thabas TV show, set to premiere this coming Sunday. And a very quick one here, Ashley. Who was encouraged to watch the show and why? Because I mean, I hear you've highlighted the fact that now you're talking about parenting and parenthood. So who would you say is the ideal audience for this sort of show and in this season?
Everyone. I mean, I think season 1 focused on marriage. Season 2 focuses on more general family tips and focuses on parenting as well as other issues. So we encourage everyone to watch it because everyone is part of a family. And if you're not part of a family, which I doubt, then you know somebody's part of a family. And even if your children are grown, then you're about to have grandchildren, or your children are about to have children. So I think everyone will find something they can be encouraged by from the show. And my kids, like I said, are part of it. So they're just entertaining. I mean, when you ask a kid an unscripted question about their home life on national TV, you get some really funny answers that you're like, oh gosh, I can't believe she just said that. But anyway, it makes for good laughs.
Yeah, I get you. And I know that in your family, you guys grow a lot of your own food. You are self-sustaining. Will you be teaching the nation some of your gardening skills as we discuss food sustainability as a nation?
Yes, actually, this season 2 is supposed to be about parenting, but when I just kept hearing the national talk about food sustainability, because we grow so much of our food in our little tiny yard, we actually are one of the nation's biggest grafted fruit tree providers. But I want to focus on this show about backyard gardens because, the hot topic of food sustainability, how are we going to do it? There's no potatoes in the country. What are we going to do? I want to teach people you can grow this in your yard. And we don't have a gardener. Our yard is very small. I'm a very busy person, but I've learned some techniques over the past 12 years that the food just grows itself in my yard. And so I'm going to teach that in season 2. I'll be teaching those tips. So anybody watching can learn practical tips that you're going to be able to go grow your own food in your own yard.
And what are some of the other key lessons that one can learn from watching the season 2 of Talking with the Thabas?
So one of the issues we hear a lot about in our society is entitlement. People expect things for free without working for them. So we're going to be offering some practical tips on how to fight that from the parenting standpoint with your own kids. Again, because the kids are the ones giving the answers, it's going to be funny. Another issue is gender-based violence. We're really excited. We have one of the young ladies I've been working with for many years. She's going to be a guest on the show, and she started being abused at a young age. So people are going to be able to ask her questions about what could have been happened to prevent this, and what can you give that message. So the goal of our show is to be very practical and to help people to see what they can do. So we're not just talking about it in theory, but it's okay, this is what you can do. Another one is teenage, when we talk about parenting older children, my teenage daughter is there. So people get to ask her questions. So basically, I think what they can expect is just practical lessons that every person in this country is dealing with on a really down-to-earth, genuine, fun, entertaining platform.
And what time and where does Talking with the Thabas air?
It's BTV, Sunday night, 7:30. So there's 13 episodes in season 2. And so it'll start this coming Sunday, and it'll air for 13 weeks. So each week will be a different topic. 7:30 BTV, right after, I think, the Setswana News.
Alrighty, absolutely enjoyed this conversation. It's Ashley Thabas, saving one family at a time with Talking with the Thabas. You can catch it every Sunday, 7:30 on BTV. Mark your calendar, set your reminders on, and you don't want to miss any of these exclusive episodes. I love that they highlight family and values and teaching and parenthood and the ways to do it right in a non-toxic way, in a non-toxic environment, in a very wholesome and healthy manner. Kudos to you, Ashley, and to your family, and being so open and transparent with the rest of the world and Botswana at large.
Yes,
absolutely appreciate having you here. Where do we find you online on social media if I have any further inquiries or questions?
Talking with the Thabas. So the name of the TV show is Talking with the Thabas, and the Facebook page is Talking with the Thabas.
That's where you can catch it. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ashley Thabas, for the time to talk to us this afternoon. Have yourself a great weekend, and we look forward to Sunday evening at 7:30 on BTV.
Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
most welcome. Cheers.